Welcome back to the channel. On this week's episode, I'm gonna walk you guys through this newly completed, nearly 18,000 square foot compound in beautiful Park City, Utah. This home is settled mountainside at the base of Monitor Bowl. This home features everything from a club room, a place to ski and board out from in your ski lounge, a Darwin home wellness intelligence that actually regulates your circadian rhythm, indoor-outdoor pool and hot tub, gym with a steam and cold plunge, a bowling alley, golf simulator, an indoor sports court, and an aerial tower, lounge and spa, and so many other amazing details we'll get to along this tour. I also wanted to give a huge thank you to Warehouse Motor Club for providing their Lamborghini Strato, which perfectly fits into this mountainside modern home. So if you're into the finer things in life or enjoy networking with like-minded people, check their links out here in the description. I also want to give a huge thank you to Paul Benson, the listing agent of this property. And with that, let's get this tour started here on the exterior and grounds of this compound. Beginning the tour here on this long, windy, heated driveway, which is perfect as this is also a 5-acre ski-in, ski-out home. The gondola is literally just at the base of this mountainside home, which is perfect. We have so many things to get into today, so many great details, starting in the exterior of this home. From the Shoshugiban wood siding and then cantilevering out is the bathroom of the primary suite, lined in copper, and on the roof line here as well, and then also on top of the roof, which is also patinaed over time. It's really beautiful, and it just really blends in to the natural elements here in Park City. You'll notice the aspen and firs lining this driveway and the boulders that they've placed here as we approach the breezeway. And if you look up, all that wood paneling on the ceiling, and then the Croatian limestone going 16 feet in height. And we also have a skylight right here, which is amazing. And off to my left, up a few steps, is direct access to not only the primary suite, but also an elevator, which guides you straight down to the caretaker's unit or in-law suite, which has everything. And then off to my right, we have another door, secure once again, but this time it leads you into our 2-stall car garage. And as we continue out onto the motor court, you can fit easily 15, 20 cars out here. And you'll see the face of this garage encased in copper once again, framing this garage, which is just over 11 feet in height, and on the inside, all the way up to 16. So you can stack a couple Suburbans in there if you wanted to, or if you're a car collector, a couple Porsches. And then back behind me is the largest retaining wall I've seen in any home to date. And then framing the back of this motor court are quaking aspen trees. And what's unique about these trees is they grow straight and vertical versus in width. So you can really put them side by side and frame a driveway, or in this case, the motor court. More of that Croatian limestone, retaining the aspen trees, keeping the landscaping really neat, but also adding texture back into this modern mountainside home. We have another 2-stall car garage here, large enough to put a Sprinter van in, lined with copper once again. It's so beautiful. I love that feature. We're gonna see that throughout this entire home. And in the center of this motor court, we have more of those quaking aspen trees. And then to my right, you'll notice these large platform steps, which leads you up to that side entrance and guiding you as this underlighting on each step. Through that door is the spa, gym, pool, and the nest, which we'll get to later on throughout this tour. More of that neat landscaping and those quaking aspen trees. And then above, on the copper roof, you'll notice the snow guard system that is everywhere, allowing the snow to melt slower, more gradually, instead of sliding off the roof in large, dangerous chunks. Around, you'll notice more neat landscaping with that Croatian limestone and 9 water fixtures framing the front of this house, that Italian steel on the exterior of this home. I love all the mixed-use materials that we're gonna see throughout the entire interior of this tour. As we step up to this large steel and wood corrugated front door, you'll notice on each respective side, these gas fire pits. As we step up, let's start the interior of this tour. Stepping into this home for the very first time through that 12-foot tall wooden and steel pivot door, you're immediately met with a chamber, the center of this home. From the skylights down to the lower level, you're looking at 30 feet And outside, these Italian steel framed windows, you see all the aspen trees and firs lining the mountainside. And this almost 20-foot long chandelier that mimics a solar system hanging from that skylight. Tons of natural light here in this space. And set right below the chandelier is an infinity edge onyx cube on the lower level, which is what you're hearing here on the mic. I want to also point out the detail of this leather-wrapped railing. And each of these brass plates have been sanded to present a different shade. Included with that brass detail is in between 8 of these different stones that you see here below me, lined with that brass detail, which is actually sourced from the same quarry that this Croatian limestone was sourced from. So that's another great detail that you're gonna see on the interior and exteriors of this home. But now stepping up, we're gonna visit our first powder room. Now this has to be the most commonly used powder room in this entire home, being off the high traffic areas like the main entrance and the great room. And there's so many details alone happening in just this little space between the single slab of marble beneath my feet, also here on the vanity and backsplash. You have a disappearing drain here in the vanity with hardware coming out of the wall for a really clean, seamless look, and this custom mirror and sconce almost mimicking coral reef. It's very naturalistic, very aquatic feeling, and you're gonna see that throughout some other fixtures here in this space. You also have charred wood here on the walls, laid out in a mosaic style, including on the drop-down ceiling. Everything feels like it's floating in this house, and there's really not much drywall, if any. Stepping up into the living room, you'll notice the floor shift from that limestone to the hardwood, custom steel framed windows, letting light into this family room from the east and west. This room is so colorful and there's so many details, starting with this little snack nook right here. And this actually all pockets, and you can cover this up as well for a more clean look. And you'll notice as we step down into the sunken living room, this gas cannonball fireplace is framed with this brass hammered effect. And if you remember from just a moment ago, that staggered effect on these brass plates from the railing. So you're gonna notice the cohesive design throughout this home, including on the ground here. All this different fur carpet actually mimics that marble that we saw in the powder room. Now stepping up onto the second level of your custom $120,000 couch that they actually hand upholstered in this very room. There's different places to sit, hang out, cozy up, watch a movie for every day of the week. To complement your movie watching experience, we also have a state-of-the-art surround sound audio system by Steinway & Sons. When you're watching on this 200-inch projector screen from that 10,000 lumen Sony projector screen, you can really get into the movie. And I almost forgot about this detail. Between all these brass slats, you also have this plush upholstery on the entire height of this wall. And you also have recessed lighting into this limestone, illuminating your steps back on to this hardwood. You'll notice these I-beams supporting and framing this living room. Not only does that add structural integrity to this room and frame it, but it actually also hides part of our Steinway & Sons audio system built into that beam, super seamless. There's additional seating even on the back side of this custom couch, and wrapping this wall, leading you down the hallway, is this copper wall, which has actually undergone forced patination, giving you that weathered look. Obviously being on the inside of this home here, it can't get that patina because it's not exposed to the elements. The surround sound system is actually built into the wall here again, and the couch continues. Separate conversation happening here. And if you wanted to, you could completely black out and make for a more intimate atmosphere in the theater, living room, from a push of a button from your phone or one of the mini tablets around this smart home. Draw the blinds and curtains and black out this area, or open up your 12-foot tall steel and glass pocket door out into one of the hundreds of square foot of patio space that is also covered, looking out over Monitor's Bowl. You have a great view out here, and just watch the leaves change and fall here in Park City. And I want to bring you guys once more back to these steel I-beams that house this speaker system and the importance of it behind the structural integrity of this home. The brothers from Iluminus Group, in collaboration with CLB Architects, built this home to stand the test of time. The copper roof that we've seen on the exterior of this home can hold up to thousands and thousands of pounds of snow with obviously not caving in anywhere. So obviously they built this home with the idea of lasting decades. Now, as we step across, working our way into the kitchen area, first want to point out the work-in butler's kitchen with a pass-through window with a great view of Monitor's Bowl. We'll notice as well, even here on the pass-through window in the workspace, you have this Patagonia quartzite, which is actually into the kitchen as well. And before we leave the butler's pantry, I did want to point out a couple more details in this space alone that's continued throughout this home. Between the corrugation on every surface here in this room, even the work area, and then included is on the glass. So you have corrugation continued everywhere, even between the steel. This is commercial grade. Everything in this home is super heavy and substantial and real. So as we step into the kitchen, I want to point out a couple more things, including the Darwin system that this home has. The Darwin system regulates circadian rhythm lighting, monitors and calibrates indoor air quality, filters pollutants, and removes pathogens from the air, including viruses. Also, this improves the water quality by removing any impurities and contaminants. But starting here at the focal point of this kitchen is this $90,000 maroon island. And this has everything from 2 gas burners, an induction wok, a pot filler, induction stovetop, a plancha hot plate, and a grill, all in one island wrapped in blue. I've never seen anything like this. This is commercial grade with a hood vent, stainless steel above, deep stainless steel sink. And this, funny enough, actually, if you open this up, it pushes out and you can serve guests here on the bar top on the opposite side of that covered patio space. Open shelving with more of that quartzite. Beautiful. I'm in love with this quartzite. This is something that you don't see often, typically in homes. We're just seeing a lot of white countertops or different veining, but this one has so many different materials and different stone and minerals in it. And then we do have, of course, another sink, corrugation lining the cabinets here as well. And then illuminating the space is a skylight, which also mimics the one we saw at the beginning of this tour. And now going from left to right here on the wall, we have a Miele stove, which is one of 3 in this kitchen because we have 2 back by the butler's pantry. Below it is a hot plate area and a microwave set below, 2 Miele refrigerators, and then centering this wall is a pizza oven. You'll notice the detail down below as well. They actually made little cutouts creating for ventilation. It's a great detail. This entire room is so much detail throughout this house. I'm like, every time I go into a new space, I see something new that I want to talk about. But we have seating for 6 here at this waterfall edge quartzite island. And then it's set just at the very end of this kitchen is an espresso machine by Miele as well. And like everything in this home, if you don't want to see it, you can cover it up for a very clean, seamless look. So now it just looks like the refrigerator. Everything is paneled. But now working our way out of the kitchen, we're going to step into the formal dining area and casual seating area. This dining room is beautiful. And if you look closely at this dining table, you'll notice between these 2 curved pieces of glass is 24 karat leaf gold going the entire length of this oversized table. And at the head of each table, you'll notice the armrest as well, wrapped in ostrich leather. Just again, pointing out the entire message of this home is bringing materials in and sourcing them from all around the world and then making them work. And the theme continuing from that living room and the couch to these custom chairs. You know, so the upholstery is the same, including on the rug, and then the colors transition up as you look up towards this ornate geometrical fixture above this dining table. And the geometrical theme continues. This angular shaped couch that's double-sided in this hearth area. And just off all this are these 12-foot tall sliding glass steel pocket doors that open up and let that fall breeze come in here in Park City. You also have a sunken conversation pit with a gas fireplace, glass railing. We'll get to the details here later on and throughout this tour. I want to step in and talk about one of the most unique flues I've ever seen on this gas fireplace. It looks like a trombone or a musical instrument, super unique. And again, made of steel. You have these irregular shaped coffee tables to contrast the angularity that we've seen throughout the dining and hearth area. This is unique. We're going to see this a couple times in this tour. Push of a button ascends your TV out of the limestone. A great seamless detail. This home is super modern between all the smart functions, but also has this naturalistic element that they really lean into, making this a seamless, modern mountainside home here in Park City. It's beautiful. On this wall, we have more of that copper. As I said at the beginning of this tour, when we headed down that hallway, we have all of this copper finish. And just across her almost 15-foot tall floating ceilings are these recessed windows, letting more natural light flood in to this billiards room. Letting more natural light in is this wall of glass going the entire height of the lower level and entertainment portion of this home up to the living portion and billiards room. This curved staircase, all hand plastered, which we'll get back to later on in this tour. You have a swing suspended right here from this warm wood. Just across, centering this bar area and lounge area, is this custom billiards table. This is beautiful, wrapped in walnut and different brass touches. And we'll even notice on the legs of this, goat skin and brass. This pool table is a piece of art just as much as it is a game. And then above it is this spiraled brass fixture with ambient warm lighting. Alone from where I'm standing, there's so many great sight lines from the motor court, the breezeway, all the water features and trees and landscaping framing this home, to the backyard and the lounge area and all the things we have set up, including the dining table off your kitchen, through these 12-foot tall motorized doors. And all the drapes fall down behind this floating ceiling. It's really cool. Everything is so seamless and thought of. You can see the foresight when they designed this home that was really meant to be built and last here forever. You have the bar top right here, more of that Patagonia quartzite here on the counters. And this wine cellar can actually hold up to 1,000 bottles of wine. And you've got everything from the dishwasher, everything's paneled, the stainless steel sink. And then if you open up this, you actually have access to your hard liquor cabinet. So I like that they added that little secret button down below. So obviously no one else can access it unless you know where it is. Heading out of the club room, notice the I-beams and that charred cypress once again throughout this home. And also on the swing, I just noticed this, on the side is more of the Patagonia. Just the continuation of theme, the attention to detail was so well done. Now we're gonna head down to what they call the everything room, probably because it's got everything from the workstation, the desk, the laundry. We have multiple laundry rooms in here as well. So this is your mud room. This is off that garage area, which also is handicap accessible, as you do have a lift from that 2-stall car garage. Back inside the everything room, we have pull-out drawers to hide away shoes here in the locker room. And on the island, you can do a number of things. Between folding clothes, since we do have 4 washing machines in this space, to wrapping gifts. This truly is the everything room. And I think people designing or renovating or building a home even should take notes from this room. This truly has everything in here, between the paneled Miele refrigerator and freezer, 2 Miele ovens, induction stovetop, deep stainless steel sink. There's so many details in here, backed with marble on both respective sides. And centering this room is a dog door. So we have a dog run out back, all turf, and you'll notice the copper retaining wall here, super impressive. And you even have a marble encased dog wash area. So this is a perfect section of the house if you want to have your dog separate from any of your guests coming and going. Now pushing back out of the everything room, we're gonna head down the hallway. We have more of that charred cypress on the walls here, and on the ceilings, we have more of the copper finishing. Now we're gonna enter in the gym, and you can completely pocket all this off. You can have your music going. We have the tonal, we have the Smith, a little bit of everything in here and a lot more. You have the Peloton, and I think Lydia found the gym already. Okay, so what do you like most about this house?
My favorite part is either the indoor-outdoor pool or the nest.
Oh, the nest is cool. The nest is actually what we're gonna check out right after we visit the indoor-outdoor pool. So this is Lydia's favorite part of this house, and I can definitely see why. Check this out. So this is all covered. We have copper on the ceiling. Cold plunge right here, a designated spot for that. That is so cool. And then almost a 25-meter lap pool in your own house. And this is partially covered because we do have this door that is on an elbow joint and it can open and close from a push of a button. And the funny thing about this is before this picture frame window was here, obviously during construction, this was just an open hallway, and they brought in 2 separate pieces of this stainless steel that you see here in the pool through the door, through this, and put it in here, and then welded it together to make this pool that you see in front of us. Now we're gonna step down the hallway. I'm gonna show you guys a couple more features that are in the spa and gym area portion of this home. And back into the hallway, you'll notice some fogged glass for privacy here in the steam room. You can have Moroccan hand-painted tile and a rain shower in the steam shower. And moving along, more limestone on the ground, a full bathroom right here. This is one of 11 bathrooms in this home. We haven't even visited a bedroom yet. We've been just going through all the features, but that has more hand-painted Moroccan tile in there as well. And then behind door number 2 is this upholstery wood-lined sauna with that drop-down ceiling as well. And in each and every single one of these rooms, there's a sound system somewhere throughout the home that can be controlled by your phone. Now follow me outside this 9-foot-tall steel and glass pivot door out into your spa. So you have this hot tub seats comfortably 8 people, stainless steel once again, just like the pool. But back to that in a moment. We'll talk about the fireplace that's set up on the back of this, created for a really cool ambient vibe. There's a little bit of everything for everyone here in this home, between all the entertainment spaces on the lower level, which we're gonna get to the ski in, ski out style of this home. We're sitting here on 5 acres, and you can walk down these limestone steps onto the run and just join in on the rest of the fun. And of course, take a gondola back up and do it all over again and again. You have a Baja shelf on the stainless steel pool, more seating lining this as well. And there's also a skim above, kind of diffusing some of the natural light if you're wanting to be indoors, but also having some sun from the outside. On top of that, this is what's called a natural pool. And what that means, it uses biological filters to filter through any sort of contaminants and other bacteria that might get into the pool without use of sea salt or chlorine, basically. So stepping back inside, we're gonna head up the spiral staircase and go up to the nest. And this is the highest viewpoint of any homes up here in the colony. So follow me up here. Now stepping up onto our second level here in the nest, I'm a little short of breath already as we are sitting about 8,300 feet above sea level on this property. But beneath our feet, we have more of that end grain cuts, wood flooring like we saw in the main house. And this space could be turned into a 7th bedroom, but we have 6 bedrooms in the main house, and they're keeping this as the yoga room. So you have yoga mats on the ground, glass mirrors on the walls, and then stepping through another wall of glass. The masseuse table, roll out your muscles, as we do have a full gym down below, and this entire wall is made from Himalayan salt, and it's all backlit, creating for a really cool, serene, spa-like atmosphere up here. And now behind me, this is a legacy home, so this could be your 2nd, 3rd, 4th home even. So we do have access to oxygen. So if you need a higher level of concentration of oxygen, you can wear a ventilation mask, and that helps out with your cognitive function, get you used to the elevation that we have here, reduce inflammation, and overall just well-being. It's just good for your health, and you can actually increase the oxygen levels in this entire room. And there's another room that also has that. We'll show you that later on this tour, but now let's head up to the 3rd level where the views are. Now coming up here on the 3rd level, we have so many amazing sight lines and vantage points, not only of your 5-acre parcel, but also the copper roof system here. And you can actually see people coming and going from the motor court. And this 3rd level is rare because no other structure here in this community even has a 3rd level. So when you pull up to this property for the very first time, all you see is the main level, and then there's this lookout right here. Such a great statement, it's huge. And then you also have a fireplace up here. Hundreds of pounds, took many people to haul this all the way up here to the 3rd level. And all these doors open up, and a really cool feature about this as well is you have a cutout here in the marble, again, like we saw earlier, and from a push of a button, this ascends from this countertop. Full wet bar. You've got everything to mix drinks and have a great time. Hard liquor cabinet. And then actually above, you can't even tell, but by another press of a button, check this out. The entire TV assembly just falls from the ceiling. It's super seamless up here on that clad wood paneling that we have here on the ceiling. But now, I want to take you guys out to the views. So out this 8-foot tall steel and glass door, this is the viewpoint. And this actually goes around the entire top of this lookout tower. Now I think it's time we head back down to the main level, down that spiral staircase, across the patio and outdoor living area, go downstairs and check out the entertainment space where there's tons of fun games and activities to experience. So let's go check that out. Now coming across the catwalk, it gives you this illusion that there's no railings because you have glass on each side. And there's the staircase just below, which actually enters into the ski lounge on the very lowest level of this home. And you can also see this wall of glass covering the entire height from the lowest level to the main level here. Definitely well over 30+ feet. Lounge area over here, just off of your Heston grill and 2-burner gas stovetop. And you also have a sunken gas conversation pit. I absolutely love these. Conversation pits should be in every home. It should be mandatory. But now, stepping back up, we're gonna head across the hearth and formal dining room. And we're gonna check out the entertainment space on the lower level. So here I want to mention again, the glass and then the catwalk, letting more light just into this home. The staircase is gorgeous. All the hand plaster and the curvature, the recessed lighting as it gets a little bit darker here as the sun drops behind the mountain. You even have the lighting on this railing. There are so many details in every square foot of this house, including underneath this marble waterfall edge countertop, and just to the left of it is a golf simulator. And to my right is a ski lift decked out in fur. But we'll get back to this as it's foreshadowing of what's behind in that room. But I gotta show you guys my swing. I've been practicing. If I get over 200 yards, you have to like the video. Because I mean, I'm in a jacket, it's kind of constricted, so leave me constructive feedback in the comments. All right, you can golf anywhere in the world, and obviously this is all commercial grade. Here we go. Oh no, that looks like it has some good distance on it. That's gotta be over 200 yards, right? It's got to be. What we got? 227. Club speed 95, you know, that's not too bad, but leave me, like, I'm actually being serious. Leave me a comment down below on how I can work on that, because in the homes that we tour, more times than not, there's a golf sim, and I can't have a broken swing, you know? There's also these little reading lights right here. You can maneuver them wherever, and it's wrapped in leather. Just again, the details, guys, everywhere in this home. But now up the stairs, this is what a lot of people are here for. So off your ski lift, all of these lockers can be locked, and they're all named after the different runs. Diablo, Encore, Flume, Grande, Harmony, Illusion. I mean, you name it, they've got everything on this wall. And of course, you can put your snowshoes on and off, get ready next to the gas fireplace in the very center. And then above, you have this retro skis lining the entire ceiling here. And this is something I thought was extremely cool. So let's open up Encore's locker. So down below, more recessed lighting, of course, but down below, you can actually dry your boots off. So you come back home from the lifts, and this will dry off your boots, gloves, whatever you need, just here. But now exiting this room, I want to mention there is a wet bar, but as we come out, I just noticed this ski lift, 253, accented on the top. That's the address to this home, 253 White Pine. There's just details everywhere. The sport court is set just below, so you can actually watch people from an aerial view. Rock climbing, basketball, pickleball, you've got everything down here. And this powder room is especially special. Has this affinity effect as you have mirrors on all different sides of you, and this marble waterfalls down, and a little seating area to get your shoes ready as you head down to the sport court, or if you're getting ready to bowl, as we do have a bowling alley in this lower level. Elevator access, all 3 floors. You even have this light blue curved couch that is custom to this wall, lining the mural that goes the entire distance of this bowling alley. And this isn't just some obscure mural of random mountains in Utah. All these peaks have significance. This one being the first bedroom. So you're gonna notice here on this lower level, they all have names. So pocket door reveals your queen size custom bunk beds, and this room is named Uinta. So as you step in, we have 4 queen size beds and their own ensuite, of course. You even have this little workstation with open shelving. And then off to my right, this suite would not be complete without its ensuite. So you have the recessed lighting beneath the cabinet here to give that floating effect. And then this marble countertop mimicking the floor. And you have 3 different sinks because obviously you're hosting a bunch of people in this room alone. And we also have this hand-painted Moroccan tile that goes all the way through the restroom into the walk-in shower. Now down this hall, you're gonna notice more pocket doors. So there's a pocket door in every hall in this room, obviously, since we have a lot of people staying in this one area. And these all conveniently have recessed lighting here in the custom closets, which is super convenient. And then back behind me, more hand-painted Moroccan tile. And you can have this little window behind the furthest point here in this restroom, letting natural light into this walk-in shower. Also with the picture frame window, perfectly framing this covered patio space, which is connected to this suite and this suite only. Now stepping back out, I want to show you guys that covered patio here really quick because we do have some nice features out there, including the gas fire pit. So out this door, more steel, more glass, more limestone. Here's your gas fire pit, and then just views. The sun is setting behind the mountain here. We have more of that Shishugiban on the siding here. And you can see these little slits where that light is coming into these different bathrooms on each of these rooms. And it is important to note that each of these en-suites have their own fire pit, which is super cool. So now coming back in, I'm gonna take you guys back to the bowling alley. And I'm gonna bowl a strike. That's what's gonna happen. I'm manifesting it. But on this wall, you also notice you have shoes for every size, bowling balls displayed. And you also have the shuffleboard here, and that was made by the same people who did the billiards table above. So you have the goat skin on one leg, the brass, and then the wood on the glass. And then backing all that is that mural. And this is what a strike looks like. Here we go. That actually might... Oh, come on. There's one pin. Are you serious? I just like go run down there and knock it down. I can... Anyway, this is the Wasatch Mountain Room. So we notice the carpets, the pinks, the teal, the blue, also matching this dresser right here. Push to open. And then also framing this room is leather around every surface. And then about midway on your headboard is this clad wood once again. King size bed and this fun chandelier above. Brass once again. Ensuite, of course, here in this bedroom. This one is a little different. We do have that floating vanity effect, marble once again, and that Moroccan hand-painted tile, but check this out. This one has a deep soaking tub as well on top of the shower, all encased in that white marble. And like I mentioned earlier, when I was outside on that other patio, here's that little section that lets natural light in, which is super important in bathrooms, which is commonly forgotten. Outside once more, all these have their own gas fire pits and just more views. And wrapping over here is the other bedroom, again, with a gas fire pit. But stepping inside the Escalante room, this one is a little bit different with the colors. On the back wall is that red dyed goat skin, king size bed, and then another fun oversized chandelier matching that goat skin, that red, included here on the carpets and curtains. And making our way into the bathroom, continue with that Moroccan hand-painted tile that's continued in here with the red and browns this time. Walk-in shower here in the water closet area. And then out we have more of that white marble here on the double vanity. And I love this sconce centering with the down lighting, offering light upwards as well. And you have that shelf lighting as well up here. A lot of cool lights in this home. They thought of every single detail, and once again, pockets. Stepping out of this room, I also want to touch on one last detail next to these leather-wrapped bedside tables. Need a little reading light. You literally just flip this up, and then you have a reading light right away. So outside the hall by the bowling alley, where I almost got a strike, we're gonna head down to the canyon, which is the caretaker's quarters. But before we do that, I also want to touch on the onyx piece that we saw at the very beginning of this tour. And outside that 10-foot tall glass pivot door is more patio space where we can just take in these incredible mountainside views. We're going to step down into the canyon room. So this can be mainly used as your caretaker unit because you can also input a special code for them to get in. And this is the ochre room. The carpet here is set up like a topography map. The green, the browns all mimic and match the cabinetry and the leather on the wall, the wood, the king-size bed, and these little reading lights are here again. So you have that conveniently located in all these rooms, kind of mirroring almost the ones we've just seen. You have this playful brass chandelier, almost looking like bowls, that is holding these bulbs. So the theme in this ensuite switches up a bit from the previous ones. The style and layout, although the same, from this hand-painted Moroccan tile, all the different textures that it brings out as is all hand-placed. Gray and green theme in here, continued out obviously into the bedroom. White marble walks you into that walk-in shower with a double vanity. And I love how all this hardware is built into the back of this wall, and all these handles and hardware is actually made of wood. So again, the theme and materials stay so true, even down here in these guest beds. Notice the hand plaster on the walls and how all the baseboards, well, I guess the lack of there being baseboards, it's all floating. It gives us this floating effect out here in the hallway as we step into the lounge. You have a full kitchen. So you have everything from the Miele espresso machine, the oven, induction stovetop, and I love this feature as well for the hood range that slides out, slides back in. Super seamless design. Marble countertops and backsplash. Deep stainless steel sink. And back behind all of this is a deep walk-in closet with a bench, more custom cabinetry with recessed lighting, and direct access to this very unit from a private secured entrance by the breezeway where we began this tour. Now back behind me is, again, if this is a caretaker's units, you can fold all your towels, you can press sheets, you have 6 washing machines. I mean, check this out. So you've got everything and more to fully sustain this entire home, included with this stainless steel sink, staying on theme. But now back out, we're gonna step into your lounge area, cannonball gas fireplace, a study area, and you'll notice that these sliding 9-foot tall glass doors are blacked out for privacy here in the caretaker's unit. King size bed, front and center, playful circular chandelier, tying all those blues and whites that you see in this room into the ensuite. This is all hand-painted wallpaper, by the way. This entire mural, beautiful. And then this side table is actually all built into the very bed frame you see here. And now stepping into the ensuite, again, all these bedrooms have ensuites. We have more of that hand-painted Moroccan tile, adding that texture back into this space. Walk-in shower once again with the rainfall, and that recessed lighting once again to give it that floating effect here on the vanity. But now we're gonna step back out, and I wanna take you guys back down the hallway and take you guys to the sport court. Now coming down towards this beautiful staircase where we first began this lower level tour, we're going to enter into the lowest level of this home. You notice all the steps are backlit as well. And that massive window we saw earlier in this tour, letting natural light pour in onto this lower level during the daytime. But this is the sport court, which is also accessible by elevator. You can grab a paddle, a soccer ball, a basketball. And behind the sport court, you'll notice the entire back wall is a rock climbing wall. And that's all put on a belay system. So you see those 2 yellow ropes right here. If you get to the top, you can just push yourself off and it slowly lowers you to where you started. But let's see if I can hit a 3 or something. I'm gonna have to take out this jacket. There we go. That was definitely the first take. All right, so now we're gonna continue this tour. We're gonna check out the primary bedroom. You can tell this entire main level completely transforms at night. All the lights and uplighting, illuminating the landscaping turns on, the fireplaces pop on. It's beautiful. So it's like we're doing a whole nother house tour since we're also here at night. Coming back down, this is where we began the tour. This entire home changes and lights up at night, including the chandelier right here that mimics that solar system are all on as well. Now up this way, in case we're having large gatherings and hosting large people, because you can fit 20, 30 cars out there on that motor court that we saw at the beginning of this tour, they gotta have somewhere to put their coats. So we have this Dutch door right here. So if you have someone working coats, you can hand it to them right here. And that way they're always secured and ready for when they go to leave. Now up all the way, this is the office and lounge space, corrugated office table. And on the back, this is goat skin. And you'll notice it goes from a very dark shade of blue dye, faded all the way back down to white. And continuing that corrugated wood is off to the right of this cannonball gas fireplace is this little bench seat, which is set just below your TV, which is across your lounge chair. So you can grab a drink from your wet bar area that also has that same marble as on this desk. And as we come across the room, we'll notice this is all wrapped in steel that we've seen around this house. The continuation of materials is on point, and you can actually close these doors. Remember, this is that glass railing that we saw beginning this tour, this hallway that directs you onto the opposite side of the main entry into the great room. So you can close this off, making your primary wing even bigger. And adding to that vibe and ambiance is this custom diffused chandelier. As you can see, kind of mimics the one that we saw at the beginning of this tour in that powder room. Has this aquatic vibe, and this ceiling has a drop down effect, making this room feel larger than it actually is. The scale and proportion of this home is just so well done. And once again, we have these 12-foot tall Italian steel glass pocket doors, and these all slide and open up onto your covered terrace. And this just spans the entire width of your lounge and office and connects into the primary bedroom. And this is part of the reason I wanted to tour this home at night. Between the ambient lighting of this brass circular chandelier hanging above your king-size bed, between the gas cannonball fireplace and all the different RGBs, you can completely custom and change the lighting to your liking here in this room to really set the mood. Here's that direct access from the terrace, and you also have this leather suspended chair in your room. You just hang out here, crack open some of these windows, and just let the fall breeze come in. And on top of all that, off your king size bed, you do have these little reading lights once again, and right next to it is that oxygen that we saw up in the wellness center. So you can plug in right here and get acclimated to your environment, as we are again 8,300 feet above sea level here in this home. Under lighting on the bed, like I've mentioned, which really highlights the corrugation, and custom built-in cabinets on your bedside table. And this is all hand plastered. Once again, it's super smooth. So each one of these pieces was custom made from porcelain and then hand placed. So you can imagine the hours that it took to install this piece of art that is now backing your bedroom. And then behind your bed, wrapped in marble on the headboard here, you have this custom work area and chair. And then off to my left, we have more open shelving, recessed lighting, and more storage. And this is super cool, guys. Check this out. I know we've seen this a couple times in this home, but from a push of a button, your TV just ascends from your feet. So a really cool feature to have in any room. So stepping into your bathroom, we have his and her water closet on each respective side. And then centering this room is the largest wooden tub I have ever seen in my life. And you have marble just wrapping this entire room, including here on the double vanity. You have this wooden hardware on this vanity, and you have this disappearing drain. So it's super, super clean and minimalistic vibe here in the bathroom. And you have hidden medicine cabinets on his and her side. And you'll also notice the natural light during the daytime that this just floods in, which is super important when you're getting ready. On these free suspending mirrors, you also notice, check that out. There's a TV inside the mirror, which is so cool. So you can literally watch your show as you're getting ready for the day. And then back behind me, behind this steel and glass corrugated door, is your walk-in shower with bench seating with marble on the ceiling as well. So you can actually make this a steam shower and control the exact temperature down to the degree in that room. And of course, it's got the rainfall, which is my absolute favorite. Now, stepping into the closet, this room is such a vibe. You have a vanity set up right here for her makeup, and then you have display cases as well for your watches or jewelry right here as well, all custom built in. And you have more of that lighting in these custom cabinets as it keeps on going. So this is just her closet. And now stepping into his closet, we have a bench right here to get on your shoes and get ready for the day. More recessed lighting, the custom cabinets throughout. And if this was during the daytime, we have tons of natural light pouring in from the motor court. I did want to take you guys out to the front one last time. We're going to conclude this tour. I wanted to thank you guys so much for making it this far on this week's tour, and to Paul Benson, the listing agent, for allowing us to showcase this beautiful home with you guys. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next episode.